Anna was a young girl born into poverty, in a tiny house that stood so close to the railroad tracks it seemed the trains might burst through their walls. Every morning, she woke not to the gentle light of dawn, but to the piercing cry of the train siren. As a baby, her cradle rocked with the trembling ground beneath her, and as she grew, the tracks became her playground, her pathway, and the restless heartbeat of her world. Her father worked for a construction company in Alabang, leaving home before the sun had fully risen. To save the few coins they could not spare, he would cling to the side of the crowded train, risking his life each morning just to earn enough for the day. Her mother, meanwhile, sold fish beside the railroad tracks, pushing a small wooden cart back and forth along the narrow path. Whenever the warning cry of an approaching train split the air, she had only moments to pull herself and her cart to safety, as though poverty itself was always chasing her down the line. As the years passed, the time came for Anna to go to school. It should have been a moment filled with hope, the first small step toward a brighter future. But for her family, even that dream came wrapped in fear. Her mother brought her to the nearest public school, holding her hand tightly, as if courage alone could carry them through. Yet when they reached the cashier, the little money they had saved was still not enough to cover the admission fee.
With the money.
With shame burning in her chest and desperation in her voice, Anna's mother whispered a promise to return, knowing she would have to go from door to door, begging their neighbors for the money her daughter needed just to begin. Even before classes began, another worry weighed heavily on her mother's heart. Anna had no uniform to wear, so she went once again to the neighbors, asking in a voice softened by humility if anyone had an old school uniform that might still fit her daughter. In that small community by the tracks, hardship had woven people together more strongly than blood. They had little, but they understood one another's hunger, fear, and longing. And so, in quiet acts of kindness, they shared what they could, helping Anna gather the pieces of a future her family could barely afford to imagine. In that community, poverty stole more than comfort. It stole choices. Many children never made it far in school. Some stopped after elementary, while others never finished at all, forced to trade their lessons for labor so they could help keep their families alive. The boys were sent to work before they were old enough to understand the weight on their shoulders, and many girls were married off too young, as if marriage itself could rescue them from hunger. Every family carried its own sorrow, its own burden, its own silent battle. And in a place where survival came before dreams, people learned to solve their troubles not by what was right or easy, but by whatever painful answer came soon enough.